go. Oh, it's gonna hit very hard. Suppressing them all, allowing the tanks to just continue chewing them up. Beautiful stuff. Hello guys, and welcome to a new Regiments video today by me, Vulcan. In this one, I'm going to be jumping back into skirmish, but this time we're going to be using high lethality. This is an option you can turn on in the advanced rules, and it's something that was recommended for me to try out. So we're going to be having a look at it today in this video. I've opted to go for the East German KdA. We have T-55s, KdA in the BTR-152s, there's some mortars in there, we've got some HIGHs, Strela's Shilkers, and we've got MiG-21 clusters. I'm really excited to see how clusters do with the potential for ×2 damage. We're going to be up against the Belgians. I thought this was a decent matchup. They're going to have the Scimitars, Scorpions, Leopard 1BEs, they've got the AIFEs with Fusiliers. Some manpads in there, the Cannon Jagdpanzer, Sultans, and of course mortars. They get some artillery smoke and rally ability as well. Should be good fun. We're going to keep it on random, see what happens. If it ends up being night, the Belgians will have a serious advantage, but it will be fun nonetheless. Let's jump on in. So it looks like it's going to be Valley for this one. For a meeting engagement. Let's see how we get on. Seems like it's relatively daytime. I'm not sure if this is like morning or evening, but pretty solid map for this engagement actually. We'll be able to make good use out of both the T-55s and the KdA moving through the town. The KdAs come in as companies, so that's going to be interesting to use. We can drive straight up into the town here and try and use those to our advantage. Meanwhile, we'll make sure that our PT-76s capture Bravo and Golf nice and quickly, and we'll accompany those with the T-55s. We want to bring in some Shilkers, I imagine, just to make sure that we have some AA with us, and it looks like that's everything ready to go. So let's unpause, and we'll send the BTRs into the town. We'll have the T-55s, PT-76s head to Golf and Bravo. Well, this is a chunky formation. There's a serious amount of BTRs there driving towards this town. I've got them on the fast move order, so they'll try and take the quickest route. We'll see once they get to the town it's on the road, but otherwise crossing the open field they are more or less just as fast. We'll get into this left side nice and quickly, and I might actually send my PTs up onto Charlie and we'll have these ones go to Foxtrot. The T-55s maybe digging in at Golf, because I think what we might be able to do here is attempt to set some units up on the flanks and fire down into the center, whilst we have our BTRs with the KdA just fight all out in the center here. So now we've captured Bravo, we'll move up with the PTs. You can leave the Shilker there, actually, just to capture Golf, and the T-55s can get a move on. Nice thing about these T-55s is they come with groups of 6 tanks, which is really handy. Now, as soon as we give an attack move order, they will spread out. Currently, they're in like the column formation. Yeah, as soon as we do the attack move, they'll move into a line formation. It might make it a little bit more difficult to manage in the town, particularly since the ones on the right here will be outside of the town. So we'll have to
zone captured.
Maybe just line up here on the line of houses across. Let's get the T-55s to dig in along that tree line. We'll do the same here. We'll have the T-55s try and dig in over here. We'll move the Strellas over to the left to help us out.
Zone
The fire is underway. So there is a chance that we can do ×2 damage when we hit. I think for autocannons that does mean that they have more chances potentially to hit. Because they fire more frequently. Not sure if that's exactly how it works, but I would not be surprised if that is the case. See if we can keep moving up these BTRs here. Got the cluster coming in. Lovely stuff. Wow, the PT's got wrecked. That's really not good. Okay, let's try and move in on Echo. And we're going to unload these infantry.
New task force available.
We've got a new task force, okay. So hopefully we can bring in something a bit better. Maybe more T-55s though would be a good shout. Because it feels like we're going to have to try and overwhelm their tanks. Particularly if they are able to bring in like Leopards, 201s for example. That could be really bad for us. There are T-72M1s in there, but I kind of like the idea of getting 6 in one. We're going to go for this one. And then we can use the T-55AM2s here. All of these just got annihilated. That's not good at all. Let's hope this BTR company can help us out here with the dug-in AIFV Fusiliers. Also bumped into those cannon and Jagdpanzers as we are getting hit by mortar fire.
Zone lost.
Very good. Okay, time for the T-55AM2s to come in. At close range, those scimitars, wow. Getting hit extremely hard and fast. You have barely any time to react to retreat when you start taking damage in this mode. The high lethality, things just die very, very fast. I'm going to get these all back in their transports and we're going to get a move on here. This one I didn't mean to load up and it has cost that left unit quite a lot of men. Oh, look at the men on both sides just get mowed down. That is really rough. Yeah, we lost that significantly. Okay, more AM2s, please. We'll get these BTRs unloaded and they can hold ground in the backside there. Catching out their AA on the backside, that's good. The AM2s are struggling, however. This is a company of AIFVs. We'll try and go in for a cluster strike there. I'm going to get some recon to join us so that we can see what's going on. This could hit really hard. Not as hard as I would have liked. But at least we managed to force back their tanks, that's good. Seems like my forces here are doing a good job against the Scorpions as well, so we'll take those out. And now these AIFVs are left without support. They are very much struggling. We do have new objectives in 2 minutes. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that, of course. Actually coming up behind their reinforcements, well, not their reinforcements, their dug-in rear reserve units. That's helping us defeat those much easier. I'm going to send up the Shilka on the right-hand side here. Although I should think about potentially retreating my forces soon. We'll retreat that T-55 unit because they're very damaged. But yeah, this flank has worked out incredibly well. T-55s and the PTs coming round the backside.
New task force available.
Nice. Okay, another task force available. I think some helicopters would be fun. Maybe grab in the Mi-24P and the Mi-8 TVs with some Mudschützen. Also gives us area recon. We do already have area recon, so that's not as useful. But I think the helicopters certainly will be useful. So we'll use the helicopter team. I guess having 2 sets of area recon is never a bad thing. We might even dominate these initial objectives. That would be massive. This has worked out incredibly well. I actually think that I find this maybe a little bit easier than the standard game mode, because flanks and good pre-planning is like way more effective with high lethality. So my strategic thoughts and endeavours are rewarded somewhat more by high lethality, I think, rather than, I guess, more RNG, which is usually the case. Okay, let's go ahead and bring in some more T-55s. I'm going to get Estrella in on the backside. I might send the BCR with the Schützen over to the left side at Charlie. Yeah, this T-55 unit's done fantastically well. We'll let the PTs capture that. My tanks can move up and capture Alpha. The Strela will come to Golf. We're getting kills here from the KdA onto the Leopards, because at close range, those RPG-7B that they have are really, really good. Like, especially taking out the sort of weaker front armor Leopards. So we've managed to make those retreat, and now we'll retreat ourselves. I'm going to retreat these T-55s because they're quite damaged, and we can bring them back in a moment. That will allow us to have some extra points to bring in an Mi-24. So yeah, the Schützen will rush over to Charlie. We'll have the T-55s here move and capture Bravo. We're capturing
Zone
Foxtrot
captured.
nice and early on. I will have to be careful with those, so we'll bring them across to help the T-55s. Individually, they're not going to be that useful. We'll have these T-55s move over maybe towards Echo, and I have the PT-76s maybe cover it from that tree line. The Mi-24s can come up and help out as well. We have 100 tactical support, so if we see anything, I'm actually going to area recon so that we can potentially drop another airstrike, because 100 is the max. We don't want it to ever be at 100. I might be able to like MiG-21 cluster their artillery, for example, or even just these dug-in units. These are probably reserve units on the backside. That will help break those down. Nice flanking attack there onto the Scorpion. So you can see my like ambush from the tree line here worked incredibly well, because we just slotted them in the side armor. I do actually really like how that rewards you for setting up these ambushes in smart positions. Let's get my KdA back up. Oh, now we got Fusiliers coming at close range. Got to be careful of those.
Zone captured.
At least we have the T-55s to work with, even if they are being hit pretty hard by the mortars. But we can actually just click rally on them, and that will help us recover their morale, even under fire, from this mortar. Ah yes, the high lethality is going to make autocannons actually very strong against helicopters. I do need to be careful with that. Let's get the high veterancy T-55s over for us, and we will set up the T-55s ready to attack into Delta.
Zone captured.
Right, time to back up, I think. If we
New
stop
task force
here,
available.
I think we'll be okay.
Zone lost.
Let's get our new task force in. I think some artillery could be a good shout. We do still have Sunnies though, which I could bring in. Let's go with this one. 2 BMP-1 units. And we also get grads. That sounds like a good shout. Alright, let's pull that one back, because they're not going to have a good time against the infantry at close range. I think we unload these infantry, we bring in some MiG-21 clusters here, and harass those units. Alright, so we managed to stop them from doing too much damage to the T-55s. Let's get those Strellas down off the hill there. Prevent them from being killed off by the infantry. Really good hits in the meantime. Perfect. Alright, let's bring up the grads. As soon as I see those mortars fire again, we are going to go and hit them with rocket artillery. Let's use area recon here to make sure there's nothing else coming, because then we can commit with the T-55s. The close range, the KdA, are actually doing very well against Fusiliers. I didn't expect them to do as well as they are. Oh, this is actually a great target for the grads. It's a bunch of mortars there. There we go. Oh, it's gonna hit very hard. Suppressing them all, allowing the tanks to just continue chewing them up. Beautiful stuff. Let's keep bringing up the PT-76s and the T-55s. 2 minutes 30 until new objectives. So far, I would say we've done exceptionally well. I'll have these T-55s move over. Just keep them on the go. That way we can capture Foxtrot. These T-55s further back, providing great fire support. There is AA in there, the man pads. I don't know if they're really going to be that effective if they're not unloaded, right? So I might be able to sneak a MiG strike in there. You can hit those cannon and Yag Panzers at least. A lot of these KdA have been wrecked. One of them got destroyed completely. I'm not going to commit too much more. We're going to save our points so that when the next objectives come, we can move forwards. I kind of... Actually, I don't know if I prefer this mode with the high lethality over standard gameplay, but it definitely feels like it rewards tactics more than the standard game mode. Like strategic thinking in general. It's like head on here, right? We're just being punished. There's no real thought to it. Whereas if I were to like try and then ambush that leopard unit, I feel like I'd be rewarded a lot more because of the high lethality. Let's have these retreat. Only 30 seconds left on these objectives. We're getting very close to the score limit. We might even manage in the last set of objectives to finish the game before the timer runs out, which will be very nice. I don't think I've managed to do that in a skirmish so far, I can't remember. At least not on this difficulty. Now, if these T-55s can move up and take out the mortars, that would be nice. Oh, looks like we move back into the town here, so we'll get the KdA ready to go immediately. I might even bring up the BMP-1s this time. We'll get the Shilka into the middle. And I'll bring over the Mi-24P and the Mi-8s actually to harass these units, because I think we've taken out the majority of their AA. Alright, let's get these on target. And the Mi-24's helping so much right now. Mi-8 can fall back. Let's not get the Mi-24P too close. Those helicopters absolutely smashing them.
Zone captured.
Now we'll get the cluster on top of them as well. Nice. Those MiG-21s. Fantastic job. Oh, the leader unit of the BTRs got wrecked. That is not so good. I forced them all to fall back there. Let's just have a look at what's firing at me. Oh, the Shilka got taken out. Let's just replace that with a Strala quick. Are these SPWs, like the BTR 152s, actually doing a great job against the infantry there? Time for the T-55s to charge up the left-hand side. We'll get the BMPs to go take Foxtrot. We can possibly dig in there. Where did my grads end up? Ah, there they are.
Zone captured.
This would be a good target for the grads as we push in. Probably should have already done that. That will reduce their effectiveness greatly. We can even bring in the MiGs on top. big combined assault. Hitting perfectly.
Zone captured.
Napalming my grads now. Those T-55s need to fall back. We'll get some more units in though, of course. Get the Mi-8, Mi-24 combination going. Might be able to ruin all of these units. It doesn't look like there's much AA left. That BTR unit needs to leave. This unit does have man pads, but thankfully the initial flares stop them from being effective. This is area recon this tree line so that we can see in there. Keep flooding in the reinforcements. Go for a rocket artillery strike onto their artillery. Time for the Mi-24Ps to go. There's so much artillery coming in on my forces. It really looks like they've opted to go down that route instead. New objectives soon. Probably going to be moving to the right, I guess. Yeah. Let's get the T-55s in there. I'll move the Schutzen up. And any new reinforcements can come in, capture the rear for us. Right, this is all. That was perfect. The mortars really suffering there. Grads firing away, smashing their artillery once again.
Zone captured.
So all of these T-55s can sort of swing across from left to right, and that should be really good for us. Nice flanking movement. I'm going to keep my distance from the AIFDs so that they can't unload the infantry and get shots on target. These AIFBs in the front armor of the AM2s not doing well. Right, now we push back forwards, take out the Sultan. Get the BTRs to unload and continue to push through with the T-55s from the flank here. Oh, the damage is very nice indeed. The perfect flanking movement. It's always so satisfying when you get an engagement like this. PT-76 can disengage, and we'll rally our men here. We'll get the cluster to come in as well. The Grad can fire at that artillery. That is one thing that we are personally lacking. Is our own AA, but thankfully we only use napalm, so we can quickly move out the way of that, get the men back in the BTRs because they're going to melt otherwise. Get away from those flames, and then we can unload again. Actually, that was pretty well timed, because the AIFB Company of Fusiliers coming in did a number on us.
Zone captured.
There's area recon behind this. That's going to be cannon and Jagdpanzers. Oh no, it's Scorps. Let's get the Mi-24 and the Mi-8s up, and we'll make a continued play for this right hand side. We're actually getting very close to the score limit. Then you're removing the UI there, but it does look cool when you do.
Zone captured.
We might actually meet the score limit. I think it's 1,000. 1 minute left. Might do it just in time. Man, that's the reserves taking care of. This BTR unit might just be able to get the job done. And that is it. Victory.
Completed.
Boom. 1,000 points met. That was fun. A lot of kills and losses. 199 kills, 167 losses. We were positive by 1.06. Crazy. Yeah, that was a lot more sort of back and forth in terms of units actually dying. But I did feel like anytime I was pulling off a nice flanking maneuver or making more like strategic plays, I was being rewarded for it like a lot more. So in the situations where, you know, I'm using sort of inferior units and I managed to catch out their better units at close range, then I get that nice advantage, and that seemed to work out. So yeah, that was good fun. Really good fun. The grads did manage to take out one M109 with that counter battery. I'm not sure if using the grads for counter battery is really the best choice there. I think just using him for sort of suppressing units that I'm already engaging would be the best choice. But a fun battle nonetheless, and I'll definitely be trying more of the high lethality in the future. I do want to come back to that. I think it'd be interesting, and maybe we can mess around with some of the other options and advanced rules here. But that's it for now. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this game of Skirmish in Regiments. It's a lot of fun. I really can't wait for the Winds of Change DLC to come in. That's been teased to us again to come sometime between July and September. So yeah, look forward to that. But that's all for now. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.